Hi everyone, this is Greg. Today I'm going to talk to you about putting on a new air intake system for your Green Eagle. As you can see, this one is installed, but before I show you how to install it, we're going to come over here and I will show you what you need to take off first. The first thing you're going to do is remove the upper air cover. Okay, this is the plastic part on the top. You take that off. Once you take that off, you will then get inside and remove the air filter, and then you'll remove the adapter, which is held on by 4 nuts, and then the gasket. Once you remove that, you'll take off the bottom of the air filter box, and to get that off, you must first remove this little thing, which is the pull knob for the warm running, because that is connected to this little rod. So once you get that little knob off, then you can take the bolts off of this bottom. It'll slide out. So now you've got all the plastic stuff off, the air filter off, this. The next step is you will want to take off this little hose. This is the air breather hose that goes down to the crank. In order to get that off, you have to come over here to the engine and take out all these nuts that go around the flywheel cowling. You don't need to take this all the way off, but once you get all the nuts out, you can slide that cowling forward just enough to get that little rubber hose out of the crankcase where it connects to. You'll then go up to the carburetor here and make sure that all your stuff here is out. You may want to take this little nut right here out, which is hard to see, but it's a little slip nut with a Allen wrench. And what you want to do with that is pull that out, because when you slide that cowling forward, you're going to want to have room when you take this section off so that that whole section can slide forward to put that tube on. So now you've taken off the top part of the air box, you've taken off the air filter, you've taken off the old cheesy plastic adapter and gasket for the 4 nuts, you've taken off the bottom of the air box, and you slid all that off, and the last 2 parts you'll take off are these metal parts. You'll see them there. It's just 1 nut each, I believe, or 2 nuts each to get those off. Now that you've done that, let's just go over how you put it back together. When you get the kit, you'll get the air filter itself, which is an air filter inside here, and then the foam cover. This just screws onto the adapter. This is the adapter, and you can see those nuts right there. There's 2 on each side. Those are the 4 nuts you'll take off. So when you put this on, you slide this adapter on, put the 4 nuts back on. These 4 nuts, you put them back on, and then you just screw this here. This part, I don't even know if you really need it, but you do. It's just this 1 screw on this side where you took those pieces of metal off, and 1 screw on the other side. You take those off. Then when you come over to this other side, this is where the little rubber hose that I was telling you about goes. It's located on this side, and basically now that you have this cowling that you took off down here slid forward, there's a little end down there that you just slide into a groove at the end of this hose. It slides in, and then this end just slides on here. So you put this bracket on, then you reattach your throttle cable, and then you take your cowling, slide it back, and put all the nuts and bolts back on. So what you wind up with is a nice clean insulation that you see here. It's a couple pounds less. If you leave out this bracket, you can even probably lose another 1.5 pounds. The advantage is you get a little bit better airflow. It's easier to take off this cleaner and clean it. And another advantage is if you ever need to get to your redrive, there's a crown nut back here that sometimes is a little difficult to get to with all that stuff, but now you can very easily remove this air filter and get to that nut if you ever want to mess around with your redrive, which nobody ever does, but that's that. So I hope this video was informative. I know it's not very professional, but have a great day, and next we'll talk about putting on the seat. Bye.